Martin, how did the idea of Sinn Féin nominating a candidate come about?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion within the party since it was clear there was going to be a presidential election. And there were various views as to whether or not we should contest the election. And over time, there appeared to be gathering momentum around the concept of fighting the election. And then in his Ardèche speech, Gerry Adams made it clear that his preference was that we should fight the election. And so I think that galvanised people. I think it really focused people. And naturally, once it was clear that that was the direction the party was heading in, all thoughts turned to who the candidate should be. So I hadn't really thought about any of that up until the Ardèche, other than to be in the camp that believed that we should fight the election. Various names were mentioned in relation to who the candidate should be, and it was clear to me that there was also a gathering momentum in the leadership of the party around the prospect of me being the candidate, and so I told him I would have to give very serious consideration to that, which I did do, particularly when I was in the United States in the week just past, and eventually agreed to go forward on behalf of the party.
What do you believe the political significance of this move is?
Well, I think it's hugely significant. I mean, I'm very proud to be Irish. I'm a member of an All-Ireland party. We're putting forward in this election an All-Ireland view. I'm someone that is, very honoured, very deeply honoured, to be asked to stand for the presidency of my country. And my platform will be a very broad, progressive platform, and also building on the work that I have been involved in within the peace process. So this is, I hope, a real opportunity for the people of Ireland to make a stand for the new Ireland. This is an opportunity for a new beginning, and I do new beginnings.
When you were suggested as a candidate, what was your reaction and that of your families?
Well, I felt very humbled about it. My family, my wife in particular, faced into it with some degree of trepidation. Families make huge sacrifices, as I know, better than most. And I think the prospect of me embarking on a 5 or 6 week campaign all around the island, and not knowing what the outcome would be, and the prospect that the outcome could be something that would be life-changing, is something that doesn't come easy to any family, but my family are fantastic people and are hugely supportive, not just of me, but of the whole concept of an all-island agenda. And, I think, the vast majority of people in the north, seeing one of their own going forward in the election, will be hugely supportive. The tragedy, I suppose, in all of it is that they won't have the opportunity to vote, and I think that's something that needs to be corrected.
What type of campaign do you envisage evolving in the coming weeks, and what do you think you can bring to it?
Well, I bring myself to it. This is about me as a person and my role within the political life of the island of Ireland over many years. I've been a political activist for 40 years, and I have been at the heart of the peace process, one of the most important peace processes in the world today. I have the ability to work with anybody, as I've proved in working with Ian Paisley and Peter Robinson and many others. I value our unionist brothers and sisters, and I hope to bring to all of that my own personality as being someone who I hope can inspire the people of Ireland in the midst of great economic hardship and gloom for many of them. That I hope that I represent change, and I represent a new beginning for them and for the new Ireland.
Is there a role for the diaspora in this campaign?
Well, I don't have any doubt that the diaspora will take a very keen interest. Almost overnight the campaign has become much more interesting. The presidential contest is now, I suppose, very interesting indeed. And I've just come from the United States of America, where as many people know, Irish Americans take a very deep interest in what happens on the island of Ireland, and all of the good wishes that I left New York with are there. Quite clearly, people see it as a very real opportunity to move forward in a way that reflects the desires and wishes of the diaspora all over the world.
Should you be elected, what is your vision for your term in office?
Well, my vision is to be someone who inspires, to be someone who has a track record in bringing important change, as someone who will be seen as a figurehead, representing Ireland on the world stage. You know, I've been in the Oval Office with 3 presidents. I've met the President of the European Union. I've met government ministers in Australia. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Sri Lanka. I've been to the Basque Country. So I would like to think that I can represent the Irish people on the world stage, knowing many of these world leaders. So in many ways it's about that, but it's also about bridge building on the island. It's about bringing into place a process of national reconciliation, being a unifier of all of the people who live on this island, and being someone who is seen as a leader who is making positive and constructive contributions towards the improvement of people's lives.
And finally, if elected, your tenure will cover a number of significant commemorations: signing of the Ulster Covenant, 1913 Dublin lockout, and of course the most important of all, the 100th anniversary of the Easter Rising, 1916. How do you think you will help commemorate those events?
Well, I think we all need to be very sensitive, and we all need to be very conscious that if these events are not handled properly, then they can be very divisive. My intention would be to try and contribute to all of that in a very positive and unifying way. I think that's the challenge.
Martin McGuinness, I'm World.
Garamila Magat.